I went out and interviewed the ladies that made the Battle of Richmond quilt and got the story of how it all came about. You want me to roll that segment now?
Let's do it.
Ladies, introduce yourself.
June, you're first.
I'm first, okay. I'm June Smith. I'm a volunteer here at the house.
And I'm Ann Merriman. I also volunteer here at the house.
So we have the battlefield quilt here. So who wants to start? And how did all this get started? What was the origin of this?
From what I understand, we have another volunteer named Janet Northern, and she and Phil got together and she threw this idea out at him, and then we wound up meeting for a dinner for volunteers, and it was a thank you kind of volunteer dinner. And anyway, we were sitting there at the table. They threw the idea toward me, and next thing we knew, we had napkin going and designs, and the ideas were just flying every which way. And I just kind of took it and ran with it after that.
Very nice, very nice. So how did it work out with everybody got a square? I think you all had indicated.
Yes, I cut muslin squares, and everybody got one in a baggie with the name of whatever that block represented. And so we did that. Volunteers, a letter went out asking for some volunteers to come to participate in it. We did get a few that came out and did that. And at that time that we met, they just chose whichever block they thought they wanted to do. And there's one or two of us that did several blocks.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about some of the squares on the quilt.
I'll let you answer some.
I represent a nun, Sisters of Charity of Cincinnati, and that's the Angels of the Battlefield. They came down and they were here for 3 months nursing soldiers. So I represent them, and I did that square as well. And then there are several others. I did Mount Pleasant, and we have flags that were participants. We have a person running the cannon. That's an applique. The cemetery was done by Janet. It's beautiful, and it's up on the hill. If anybody wants to go up and check it out, it's perfect.
Nice.
The cross stitch is the Armstrong family, which was a father, mother, and just 2 children. Pleasant View came out as a sketch and was done in cross stitch. And we have applique for the Slave House. We have Palmer House. This is a map of the battle, and it incorporates the courthouse, Mount Zion Church, all that would have been involved in it, and it gives more of a feel to the whole event.
So basically, you're watching the entire
The battle
by watching the quilt.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
You can kind of follow the lines of
Cool.
where things were. And we tried to keep it as close to representing the actual building or aspect that was involved there. So
How long from imagination to fruition when you actually got it placed on the wall?
probably, well, it wasn't quite a year, but it was pretty close, I think. So yeah, I can't remember when the dinner was, but I think it was like September or October or something.
Wow.
We didn't start working
So,
physically until, was it January or something like
Yeah.
that? It was after
Okay.
But
Christmas.
from the inception straight on
Sure,
through,
right.
it was, we got it done, I think, like July.
Okay.
We finally got
Oh,
it
cool.
done,
That's
but
very
we
nice.
only hung it up in the last 6 weeks.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So-
And this, we want to remind everybody, this is at Pleasant View, and it is free to see
Right,
when
yes.
you are open.
Yeah.
Correct.
When we're open, Ann and I are usually here on Thursdays
Okay.
between 1 and 4. Janet Northern is usually here on Wednesdays between the same time frame. And right now that's our volunteer staff,
Okay.
so
Right.
as it were. So that's our open days. We've done all kinds of good traffic coming through.
Good,
So,
good.
yeah.
And people are more than welcome to ask you questions
Right.
about the design,
Right.
about the stitching techniques,
Right.
etc. too. So that's fantastic. So
Yeah.
you need to come on the days that you ladies are here so they get their questions answered.
And
So,
you can
yeah.
answer other questions,
Sure.
the history
Right.
of the house,
Absolutely.
the battlefield, the events leading to it and after it. We've been asked about slavery.
Yeah.
And various other
Sure.
aspects of the Civil War.
Even from the daily living of the people that
Oh, yeah,
lived here
right,
at that
yeah.
time. So, we have all kinds of fun stories.
Wow, wonderful.
So
Thank you, ladies.
We try to stay accurate, but you never know.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies. It is a wonderful, wonderful presentation of just plain art.